A PBS NewsHour NPR Marist poll is out today, providing a new snapshot on how Americans view the economy and the upcoming midterm elections, now just 61 days away. Lisa Desjardins is here to break down the numbers. Hello. Lisa, so first of all, what are Americans saying about how they see the economy?
One thing you'll see with all these numbers, some questions matter more than others right now. We started with a simple one to gauge what people think about the economy. Is the U.S. in a recession now? Here is what we got from respondents of all ages, genders, parties. 62% of Americans believe we're in a recession right now. As we know, as our viewers know, that is a debate among economists, but it is a sign that Americans think there is a major problem with the economy. One other note, too, a majority of people also, for the first time, believe that the Biden presidency has weakened the economy.
Huh. Interesting. And so when you compare the economy to other issues like abortion, what are people saying? And is it clear what the implications are going to be for the midterms?
This is where we get to what is important to voters right now, not just what they think, but what do they care about the most. So let's take a look at that question we keep asking. What issues are top of mind right now? Now look at these two key issues, inflation and abortion. On the left there, you see where people were in July. 37% of people said inflation is top of mind, just 18% on abortion. Look at how that has changed just in 6 weeks. The gap between those two issues in terms of importance has gone down by more than half. And no surprise that there's some partisan differences there. More Republicans care about inflation, more Democrats, and now more independents are starting to care about abortion as an issue. One thing I noticed in particular about these issue preferences, a key group that we will watch for especially the control of the House, suburban voters. That's where a lot of these midterm swing races will happen. Look at these suburban voters. We asked for the top issues. Men in the suburbs, 40% of them, their top issue, they said, was inflation. Women, again, this is both parties, 35% said abortion. This is not about parties. This is about a gender split over key issues. And Judy, we know Democrats really are counting on suburban women to come out for them. Well, how are Democrats doing in just a head-to-head fight right now? Let's take a quick look. Who would you vote for Congress right now? Virtual tie. That's within the margin of error.
And in a year, the first midterm after a president's elected, that's striking. All right, we know former President Trump not on the ballot this year, but what are people saying about him, about all these investigations in the news every day, and whether they want him to run again?
He's not on the ballot, but we've seen him be such a force in how Republicans think. So many Republican voters are loyal to him. So we wanted to ask voters of all walks of life what they thought about President Trump, whether he would run, as he's intimating he may do. So here's the question. Should President Trump run in 2024? Let's look at this partisan breakdown. Not a shock. Mostly it's Republicans who want him to run, but it's still 2/3 of Republicans who want him to run, and then independents, a third. Very few Democrats, of course, 9%, want the former Republican president to run. But here's what we did, Judy. We also asked, what would happen if President Trump is charged with a crime? We asked Republicans in particular I want to look at because, of course, they will nominate their nominee for president. And of that, you see the number does go down, but not by much, to just 61%. Even if he is charged with a crime, former President Trump has the support of 61% of Republicans. This tells us that something he said earlier, he once bragged about, even if I shot someone in New York City, I would still have my voters. And 61% of them say, yeah, if you were charged with a crime, I'd still support you.
So some slippage, but very slight
Correct.
slippage among Republicans. They are remaining loyal.
That's right.
Lisa Desjardins, we thank you.
You're welcome.
And a reminder that you can read more of the takeaways from our poll online at pbs.org/newshour.